Why do Koreans use scissors in cooking to cut food? It was started from eating habits about two kinds of dishes. One is Korean barbecue, for beef or pork, and the other is cold noodle. When Korean barbecue is cooked with weak fire from soot, Korean name is same. It's soot. People wanted to cut the meat to small pieces. So, they started to use scissors. And for cold noodle, some kind of noodles made by sweet potato, are very stiff, so, cutting by biting is very hard. Moreover, the length of each noodle is very long. So, remaining uncut noodle in throat at eating was usual. Of course it is not pleasant. So, scissors were required. And, usually, Korean barbecue restaurants also sell cold noodle. It is a eating custom from the region of North Korea. So, it is speculated that the first user of scissors were an owner of Korean barbecue, Kalbi restaurant. N or R in North Korea, Angmyeon, is Korean name of cold noodle. Besides that, Koreans are very practical, so they occasionally combine things which place in far fields. Especially, that behavior is observed in eating habits significantly. And they can easily suppress weird feeling or disgusting feeling very well, when the consensus is set as, that is edible one. So, they eat alive octopuses or penis fish, silkworms, intestine, floating plankton which looks garbage, on the sea, hardened blood of cow or pork, and so on. It implies their collectivism, and exceptional ability of manipulating their own mindsets and whole emotion feelings. Like turning on and off a switch. Going back to using of scissors, in Korea, there is famous proverb for eating habits. That is, when a thing is put into mouth, everything becomes same thing. So, food cut by knives and food cut by scissors are same, to us. I'm not sure why you singled out Koreans for using scissors. I use scissors for quite a few things in cooking. I keep 3 to 4 different models and sizes of cooking shears on hand, including a pair that had a rounded nose. These are great for running under the casing of a sausage, or removing the vacuum bag previously sealed and frozen. Scissors are great for quickly cutting up herbs in a mince. I have used them for cutting up cabbage for my Korean neighbor to make kimchi. I used them for trimming many types of greens that have a hand stock center. There are so many things that can be done quicker with a knife, but others the scissors beat a knife hands down. Koreans use scissors because Korean food is usually already cut up when it comes out of the kitchen. At least that, and the fact that it is already in small pieces. As one of my students said to me when I drew a turkey sandwich on the board and asked the question why these weren't more popular in South Korea, a girl answered me by saying, "How would we get our mouths around such a thing? It's easier, faster, and to avoid scratch on their grilling pan." But I don't think only Koreans who use scissors to cut food. I am not Korean, but I use pair of scissors for cutting cooked meats, cooked noodles, spaghetti and pizza. My main reason is not to scratch my pizza pans with my pizza cutter. I don't like the steak knife scratching my plates, so I used pair of scissors instead. It is faster to cut a long noodles and make them shorter for my little children. And I'm sure there are other nationalities too who are using this handy kitchen tool to cut food. It's because convenient when you have to cut small things like meat especially. Other big thing like vegetables are better done with knives, but cutting pieces of meat like samgyeopsal is much better done with cooking scissors. Of course, these scissors are not for art. Cooking scissors are much bigger than the stationary,